Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Elaine's Creations Live. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so happy to be here today. I hope you guys had a great weekend and you're having a great Tuesday. We spent the weekend doing a swim meet, of course, and a family reunion. So it was a busy weekend, but it was a lot of fun and it was really good to see family. So do you guys have a family reunion planned this year? Hopefully you're starting to gather again with family and see family again. So I still have a little bit of sharing to do. I wasn't able to finish all of that, so I'm just gonna do some sharing while I'm talking. The weather here is gonna be super hot today. It's gonna be like 102, which we don't normally have, and which is quite warm for us. We usually run all the, we have a whole house fan and we run it at night to get all the cool air in. Good morning, Connie. And usually that cools the house down really well. So we've got the house cooled down. So we like close all the blinds and everything and try to keep it nice and cool so that hopefully we won't get too hot today. So we'll see if that works. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just gonna refresh this. Okay, there we go. Just making sure. All right, 105 in Missouri. Woo! Okay, that's hot. It won't be quite that hot here. That is hot. Oh my goodness. So you just go from air-conditioned place to air-conditioned place, usually, hopefully. Let's see. Okay. And we'll check over here. I have to refresh. Sorry, all these technical things that I need to do. All right, cool. Let's see, so I love it when you say hi and let me know where you're from and how your weather is. Like I said, it's gonna be super hot here today. So hopefully we can cool some things down with some watercoloring. I love watercoloring and I love showing you tricks on how to do easy watercoloring. So today we're going to play with the Wisteria Wonder bundle. Sorry for the tease last week. I got my week switched up. Next week is the Sweetest Cherries and Full Basket bundles. So lots of cute things coming your way next week. This week is about watercoloring flowers and wisteria. And so we're going to be using our shimmery white paper and our water painters and our ink refills because basically they're very similar to watercoloring paints because they're water-based. Okay, but first let me do the raffle. I do a weekly raffle and I enter those that leave a comment and share the video, so make sure to do that. And last week's prize was the Evening Evergreen ribbon and the winner is Sharon Russell. So congratulations, Sharon. Please send me your address and I would love to send your gift out to you. And then this week we have a fun new embellishment, the In Color Opal Rounds. And they are blingy and they've got a bit of shininess to them and they are super pretty. So make sure you comment and share so I can enter you into my raffle. All right, so I'm also going to be using another bundle today to pair with the Wisteria Wonder. It's called Charming Sentiments, and I was so excited to see it because I love dies and I love using them and not having to fussy cut. And so this bundle has all these sentiments. Hello, Chris. In the set, and then the dies cut out all the sentiments. So I was so excited to see this because this is definitely a trend right now to cut around the sentiments. So really, really fun. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this view right here. There we go. So I'm a small little box now. Here is the host code for June, and here are the bundles that I'm gonna work with today. So we've got the Wisteria Wonder, and it's a distinctive stamp set, so you have that texture already built into the stamp. And then the dies cut out the images, all of these images. And then you've got, of course, these extra dies, and I love these ones. I've used these a lot, you'll see. And then this is the Charming Sentiments bundle. And so there are all these sentiments, and then there are dies to cut them out. Plus there's just a ton of extra dies. There's birthday candles, and this is like the flame, and hearts and stars, and what is this one? I think it's a butterfly, kind of, maybe a butterfly. And little label things and dots and just all kinds of fun. Oh yes, it's a butterfly. Those two go together. I just found that. And then these two go together. And the star goes together so you can layer. Oh, that's cute. Did not notice that. Very, very cute. Okay, so that's the Charming Sentiments bundle. And today we are gonna watercolor so much. So we're gonna start off with this card. Wow, check that out. So, so pretty. So make sure you have a ton of water in your water painters, which I don't think I do because I've been using them. I've got some. This one needs more water. So you're gonna need your wide and your regular brush, and we're going to need a lot of scrap paper. So I just use like whatever I oopsie print, you know, then that becomes my scrap paper. So we've got like swim meet things and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, okay, so we are gonna start with the background. So the background is, like I said, shimmery white paper, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get it wet. We're gonna just squeeze little bits out. Squeezy, squeezy. And I'm just gonna start getting it wet, like wet, wet, wet. I love to get it wet and watch the color do the work. So I want this to be pretty wet. Okay, squeeze a little bit more here. There we go. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, wet, wet, wet. And we're gonna start with fresh freesia. And I am just gonna start stamping some of the wisteria in fresh freesia. And the water is just going to spread. Isn't that cool? I just want to stamp off so I'm not getting like water all over. And I'm just gonna stamp this most of the way down here. So just layering it, and try to move as quick as you can so it doesn't dry too much on you. So you can get that really lovely watercolory look. Okay, I'm gonna say that's good. And so now I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, or you could do Highland Heather, but I want some good contrast. And I'm gonna get this a little bit more wet. Just a little bit more wet. Just gonna add some more water here. I want to run a little bit more. Okay, and then let me get some all the way up the top here. I'm going to use this little wisteria layer, and I'm just going to start stamping on top of everything and letting the water do the trick. My first time was a lot more wet. I think I didn't use enough water. Just add more water probably. Ooh, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to just start swirling and of stuff. Okay, so I think I carried the purple down too far. I was only gonna do the top layer, but I'm just gonna, oh no. Okay, we're just gonna kind of spread that all around. Get some more water. And I'm just gonna, I didn't do this originally, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more water so that I get the ink spread a little bit more. Okay, because it was supposed to spread a lot more. Okay. There we go. So this one's, yeah, gonna look a little bit different because I'm just gonna add some more water this way. I don't think it's like, maybe I need to release some of the, okay, release some of the air and the pressure. Okay, and now we're gonna squeeze, squeeze. Okay, there we go. There's lots of water. Okay, so this one's gonna look a little different, but it'll still look good. Okay, so there we go. That's our background. So we're gonna let this dry over here. And now, okay, this is why I use so much paper here. I'm gonna get rid of that piece. And now we're gonna watercolor all of the elements. So I've got all these elements here. I've got the wisteria, and I've got the leaves, and we're gonna make quick work of this by lining all of these wisteria pieces up in a row. And we're gonna get them wet. Again, I should just spritz them or something. Okay, there we go. There's my water. Okay, so I'm just getting all of these nice and wet. And then I'm gonna start with fresh freesia. And I've got some ink right there. I think I'll add a little bit more from the re-inker. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. Yes, this wisteria bundle is so pretty. So I'm just gonna grab like a tiny bit. I don't wanna grab too much. You can always go darker. Okay, so I need a little bit more color. There we go. And so I'm just gonna color the whole thing in fresh freesia, and then we'll come back and add the gorgeous grape. A little bit more. And it's just so cool to see the water do its work. So we're gonna try to keep it pretty wet. Squeeze, okay. In this case, you know, really wet is good. Okay, there we go. So everything's nice, very, very wet. Okay, so now, super fun, we're gonna add some of the gorgeous grape and get this more wet. This is why I said you need a lot of water, because I want the water to do the spreading of the ink. Okay, so I've got some grape ink here, and I'm gonna just kind of add it to the top here. And I think I want it to be darker, so I'm gonna add some more. Ooh, do you guys like to watercolor, or do you find it intimidating? You don't need to find it intimidating. I mean, how easy is this? You know, I'm just brushing color on here, and then I'm gonna let the water do the work and bring the color down. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of purple to all of them, and then I'm gonna keep going back and adding darker and darker until you get it as dark as you want it to be. Okay, so you can add darker. Woo, that's really dark. Super dark, but really, I mean, awesome contrast, you know? Looks good. Want it really dark. There we go. Super dark at the top. And then I want the water to like pull all the color down. So like I said, lots of water. There, that's really dark. Oh, there, that's pulling it now. Uses a lot of water. Okay, more water. And then we'll get the dark, the super dark. And then the water can pull it down for us. Okay, so I think we've got all of the wisteria done. So I'm just gonna move that off to dry. Looks like I'll take 2 sheets. Bye-bye. And now we're gonna do all of the greenery. So we've got these like vines, and then I think I only did 3 of these. So we'll just do 3. And we're gonna do Granny Apple Green. I love this color combination. Okay, Granny Apple Green. And I'm just gonna rinse off, just wipe this off by squeezing. Okay, and making sure I get this purple off of here. So I'm just squeezing, and then that's cleaning off the brush. That's why I love these aqua painters. They're so easy to use. And then again, I'm gonna get these wet. There we go, like really wet. And then these guys. And then we're gonna add some green. Green, got some green. Okay, so let's start putting on some green. And I should have brought extra water. I can probably get some water from some of my spritzers. Okay, and then you can make it darker at the top. And that's why I have my re-inkers ready to go. So we can just add some more. Okay, let's see here. All right. And so now I'm gonna get some dark. Ooh. Let's see, can you guys see? Yeah. Can add some super dark. Okay, so those are our vines. Actually, I was supposed to do the other one the other way around, but oh well. Okay, so now we can add like a light coat of green on here. I got this one super soaked. And then we're just gonna add light color green to all of these very wetly, that's a word, so that when I add the dark, it will just start to spread. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of dark. We'll get some dark. Ooh, see, it's working. I don't know if you can see that. And this one's fun because it has the leaf veins, so it's all going into the leaf veins. I just touch the leaf veins and then it goes in. So fun. Just gonna get a little bit, I'll go back in with some super dark. Ugh, I could just sit here forever in watercolor. It's just very, very fun. Okay, so I'm gonna move this aside. All right, so now we're gonna add, put some more water on so I can dilute this darkness. Okay, so now we can add more dark. There. Just love working with water. Do you guys all have the water painters? They're super, super nice, and they come in a set of 3. And I forgot to tell you guys the most important thing today. It's free shipping. On all orders over $75, free shipping. So it's a great opportunity to stock up on some cardstock or take advantage of the kit sale, buy one, get one half off, or just purchase some of the items on your wish list or some of the last chance items. I know there's so many to pick from, but it's good to have choices, right? So free shipping today. So just go to shoppylanescreations.com and use the host code, and I send out a free gift for every $50 order and above. But then if you place a $75 order, you can get the free shipping. And if you're local, I'm going to be placing an order today, so let me know if you want to order something, and I can get that 75% or 75%. Ha! That would be great. I can get the free shipping for you. Although some of the items are 50% off on the last chance wish. Last chance. I can't talk today. Last chance list. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we've got the green all done. Maybe add a little bit more to this one. So I'm going to set this aside. That used a couple pages, and now we can put this together. So I'm going to clean this off by just squeezing. Squeeze. And then it just cleans it off nice and clean. You want to make sure you shape it into a point when you're done. Okay, and then this needs to be cleaned. All right, so we've got all our colors and we've got our background, and we're going to adhere our background to some gorgeous grape. So I'm just going to make sure that it fits right. I'm going to trim a tiny bit more. So 3 7/8 is where I want it. So just a tiny bit. And let's see if I'm square. That looks pretty square. So the water will warp the paper a little bit. So I'm going to use the stronger Stampin' Seal Plus adhesive to adhere this down. And part of that edge didn't get cut off, so that's kind of strange. Okay, so Stampin' Seal Plus, and this is going to really hold it down. I'm going to add some, oh, it's wet, so be careful when it's wet, because it'll want to rip that up. So I guess I'll just do the edges here. I won't do the middle because it's still wet, but it's good to do the middle so that you can tack that down too. So maybe I'll just add a little bit of liquid glue to the middle. La, 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 la. Okay, so now we will adhere this down. Gorgeous grape. Whoop. Okay, try to get that nice and flat. Normally I would let it dry a little bit more, or you can use the heat tool to dry it. So, because I want it to be as flat as possible. Okay, so now hopefully our wisteria has dried a little bit. I'm gonna just dump all of our wisteria off here. And we're gonna grab our 2 long pieces, because those should be pretty dry. And just gonna add a little bit of liquid glue and then attach these. And actually, since everything is wet and since I want to move on, I'm just gonna pretend to attach them. Actually, I did do this correctly. Yes, I wanted to do them opposite of each other, so I would put those down with glue, And then I'm just gonna go, and I would poke all of these out. I should have poked all of these out before. Now that it's wet, they come out pretty easy. But then I would layer all these on there. So large one, small one, large one, small one, large one, small one. So pretty. And then we would add all of these like leaves on top, you know, and then you could put this little layer here on top like that. And then this one you can tuck it in there, and then you can bring the top one like that, because you want it to look like they're all woven into each other. So I do have a wisteria in my backyard. I love wisteria, and as you can tell, it grows as a vine. And so it just grows and grows. And last year and this year were the first years that I actually got flowers. I was so happy because they looked so beautiful. So if you've seen wisteria in person, it is just gorgeous. And one of my neighbors has wisteria all along his fence, and it's just amazing when it blooms. So, so pretty. Okay, so next I stamped thank you from the Charming Sentiments, and then I just wanted to show you the die. See how nicely it cuts that out? So you just put it right on there and it cuts that out for you. And then you're just gonna add that on with the dimensional. So yay, there's our first watercolor wisteria card. So pretty. Okay, so we're gonna let this one dry because it needs to dry, and we're gonna do another one that requires some drying, but we'll put it aside and then we'll assemble it later after we do the next one. Okay, so this one, I've used the Grassy Grove as my foreground, and I'm just gonna poke some of these little things out. Poke, poke, poke. And this one, I'm gonna be using the Granny Apple Green. Actually, no, I think I used Mossy Meadow. Yes, but I am gonna do the background. So this one has a lot of watercoloring in it. So for fun, I'm gonna use the Tahitian Tide for the background, which is one of the new in colors. It's so pretty. Thank you, Darcy. So again, I'm gonna get this wet, nice and wet. And then we're just gonna, ooh, see, when you get it wet, then I don't know if you saw that, the ink can just move around and like do its own thing. Just gonna grab a little bit of that. So much fun. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little darker. There we go. Fun. Okay, so that's the sky, is Tahitian. And then I think the grass was Granny Apple Green. But I think I'm gonna do Mossy Meadow. I'm gonna do some Mossy Meadow on this one. Okay, and I didn't use the, where did I put it? Okay, so we're gonna have to put some ink in here because I haven't done that yet. I'm just gonna clean off this brush right here. Just squeeze and clean. I'm running out of water. Okay, let me see if one of my other, oh, this has lots of water. Okay, so again, I'm gonna get the bottom wet here, pretty wet. I'm gonna try not to combine with the Tahitian Tide, and I'm gonna just use just a little bit of Mossy Meadow. And I'm just gonna, yeah. So it's gonna be a little darker down here. Oh, I love how that worked. I don't wanna, well, I'll add some more on the bottom and then we can see the water do its magic. Okay, here comes the dark. Oh, that's really, really dark. Woo. cool. It's like soaking up into there. So cool. Okay, so clean this one off. And then we're gonna set this aside to dry. We're still gonna use the Mossy Meadow. So this is why I use so much paper, you see. And then we've got our Grassy Grove. So our Grassy Grove, we're gonna get the edges all wet. And we're gonna do the Mossy Meadow again. So we're just going to do like a light brushing of it all around first. Get our trees, get the grass. Okay, this is like messy watercoloring, but that's kind of the beauty of watercoloring, you know? You just kind of let the water do its own thing with the ink. So I'm just gonna try to see if I can add little bits of dark in there and let the water carry it around. I need a little bit more darker down here. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna use the thin one and some soft suede, and I am going to go back and do some of the tree trunks here. So let's see, just so that, you know, tree trunks aren't really normally green, so we'll just add some soft suede. Okay. Okay, so there's our soft suede. Add a little bit more up there in the trees. Up here a little bit. Okay. Woo! Okay, so that's all of our watercoloring for that. Well, I take that back. There's a little bit more. And I have soaked through. Okay, so I'm going to go back and borrow these pages because they're mostly dry. And let's see, I'm going to do again a similar process with stamping the leaves and the vines. So this is Mossy Meadow. So I'm just going to squeeze some of this out. And then I'm just gonna get this side wet. Super easy to get a watercolored look. And again, I'm just going to stamp on it. So we're just gonna do, see if we can get a bit more ink. We're gonna do one here. Woo! That one's really watercolory. And then we'll do one here. Okay, I think that looks amazing. And then similar thing with the other. Hey, Mary Ellen, thanks for joining me on your vacation. I hope you're having a great vacation. Where are you vacationing? Oh, you're in California. What part of California? And then this side I'm gonna do the flowers, or the wisteria. So we've got this in Fresh Freesia. Ooh. And then this is Gorgeous Grape. So 1, 2, 3. And just let that bleed and do its thing. And you can use a paper towel if you've got too much water. because I think I got a little bit too much right there, but it doesn't matter. So again, I'm gonna put this aside to dry, but I already have all of my pieces ready to go right here that I've already stamped and cut out. And I'm gonna create my little forest. So I've got this paper here, and I'm gonna cut it down a little bit, make sure that it's smaller than my top piece. So I don't really like that water spot right there. Let's see, should we cut some sky or some grass? Oh, I don't want to cut the sky or the grass. Okay, let's see how I need to cut a little bit. Okay, so I'll cut a little bit of both. We'll do a little bit of grass and a little bit of sky. And sometimes it's nice to cut your edges because you'll like make a mistake or things didn't go quite to the edge or whoopsie. So hopefully we can cover that up, but this should be good. Again, I'm gonna use the Stampin' Seal Plus to hold everything down. And probably some glue in the middle again, because you do want to have the middle stick down as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna place that in the middle here. Cool. Okay, so there's our background, and you could like add little animals back here, or you know, whatever you want. I just wanted to create this cool like wisteria canopy, and this is still pretty wet, so, and I have to trim it down. So I'm just gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna build it and show you how I did it. So I did a little bit of trimming, so I trimmed that off, and then I just started here, and then I just started tucking and going all the way across like that, and then I just added the wisteria on top, so one there, and then you could add a couple more to keep it layered. So cool. And then I stamped just like in the other one, I stamped just for you, and that's what goes on the card. So cute. Okay, so that is the second wisteria card. There we go, watercolor, whoops, go this way. There we go, watercoloring. Okay, so the next one, all we're gonna do is watercolor the background. So I've already got everything stamped. So this is not watercolored, but what I did for the wisteria is I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna make a bluebells card. But I wanna add some more color on there. So I stamped, let's clean this off, in Tahitian Tide. And then I added some Starry Sky with a sponge dauber. So I'm sure you guys have seen that technique, that trick. There's a lot of fuzz on there. Okay, so wipe that off. Tahitian Tide, so pretty, such a brilliant blue. Okay, so I stamped it in Tahitian Tide, that's it. And then I have Starry Sky and a sponge dauber. So I'm just gonna get a tiny bit here, and then I'm gonna add it to the bottom and up the edges, and then add more to the bottom. Make it really dark on the bottom. And then you just take your piece of paper, this one's too small, and you stamp them. And it creates that beautiful two-toned color look. So pretty. Okay, so that's what I did to get all of those. And so now I'm gonna use the Tahitian Sky again, and I'm gonna use Parakeet Party for the bottom. And this time I'm not gonna get it as wet. Well, we'll see. Okay, so what can I use? All right, I can use this one. And we're gonna do the Tahitian Tide Sky again. So I'm gonna get it a little bit wet. It's just fun to create these backgrounds with watercolor, I think. Okay. Okay, just gonna kind of let that be there. And there's lots of other cards and flowers that you could make using the wisteria. Have you guys seen some of the other ones? There's a red flower, so you could do red. I forgot what it's called. And I'm sure you could find a yellow flower. Okay, so Parakeet Party, I think I put away, so I'm just gonna grab that. Parakeet Party is so fun. Okay, so let me put it up here so you can see. There we go. Parakeet Party. It's a party. Okay, add some more down there. Got a cool background. Let's add some more dark. There we go. Let it work in there. Okay, so we'll set that aside to dry. I'll clean this off later. Okay, so now we're gonna put it together. That was wet too. I'm gonna wipe it off. Okay. So I would need it though, but you can see how I put it together. So again, I used the Stampin' Seal Plus to seal it on, and then I stamped 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just like layered them on each other, and same thing with the bluebells. So I did it over here, over here, over here, and over here. And then I stamped wishing you the happiest of birthdays and cut it out with the sentiments dies. And so that is my third. This, whoops, has a watercolor background with the bluebells card. It's just a field of bluebells that you can take off your shoes and run in and play. That's my dream. One of my dreams is to just run through a field of flowers in my bare feet. And yes. All right. So that's the Wisteria cards and the charming sentiments. So this is cut out with this die right here, like that. So fun, so fun to just be able to, bam, cut out the sentiment like that. Lots of fun sentiments. And then if you wanted one word, you could use the die to cut it out, and then you can just only fussy cut one part of it and get the one word that you want. So I hope that you have enjoyed this watercoloring Wisteria session. I want to show you one more card that I did for my stamp club. And this one I used the blending brushes. So I used the blending brushes for the background, and then the blending brushes for all of the leaves and wisteria. So I just added some more Granny Apple Green and then some more Gorgeous Grape to the Highland Heather so that I could have that two-tone look. I love that. All right, so next week is cherries. Let's see here. Cherries and the full basket. And so lots of cute cards, maybe some kitties in a basket. So cute. And don't forget today, free shipping on all orders over $75. And so take advantage of that by getting any of the retiring items that you wanted from the mini catalog, or the buy one, get one half off kit sale, or just stock up on some essentials like basic white cardstock and adhesive. So thank you guys so much. Hi, Kathy. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Please invite your friends to watch as well. Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.